Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are back at it again with a new episode of the 9 to 5 Boys. How you doing, ladies and
Welcome
gents?
everybody. He's, she's, they's, them's, everybody.
Exactly. You want to
Uh,
identify as an Apache helicopter? I'll call you an Apache helicopter. But you better have twin, machine guns and rocket launchers. Otherwise, you're kind of missing out.
Facts.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whatever it is. For us, it's evening.
Yeah.
Daylight saving time has thrown me off. The sun is not set by the time I'm getting off of work, so I'm very confused.
Yeah.
Um,
I thought the sun never sets on the British Empire. They never said anything about California, man.
I guess that's true. I feel like the the sun's setting soon for the British Empire. Everyone seems to keep getting hospitalized or dying. Um,
Yeah.
but that's what you get when you get a bunch of their cousins fucking each other. Um,
Yeah, fucking. Oh God! And then there's a whole conspiracy about like Kate Middleton, the wife to Prince William, I think it is. Uh, Apparently, she might be either sick or dead, and they're basically trying to do everything in their power to make it seem like she's okay, like photoshopping pictures of her.
yeah, there's a
Yeah.
concern there. I've seen that conspiracy spreading on X.
I will throw my hat into the ring for the greatest conspiracy of all. She has been missing because she is the unknown from the Willy Wonka chocolate experience.
Oh shit. Maybe that's true, man. She is be a good undercover, and then they like that shit got out, and they're like, Kate, what are you doing? Get back in the
Yeah.
dungeon. Um,
I thought it'd be nice to do something different for a change, but no, I ripped off a bunch of children. Oh,
I
woe
wanted to
is
do something
me.
nice for them.
Yeah. Lo and behold, I ripped them off on a shitty experience. I didn't even have fucking chocolate. They had fucking jelly beans.
And it was a single jelly bean and a cup of lemonade per person. We've went over this.
Yeah, such bullshit.
It's crazy.
So ridiculous.
What has been going on? Uh daylight savings happened. Did we record last week? I'm finding it hard to remember. I feel like we did. I think we did.
I know I uploaded a video like recently that we recorded. I don't know if it was like last week or like
Everything's been
whatever.
a blur. I've been so busy with work, so distracted.
Yeah,
I This week alone, I like had a follow up with my PCP, and that went well. That was cool. Everything's like in the clear. Yippee! I could do a little bit better with my blood pressure, but working on that. Changing diet up a little bit.
I'm just
What's been
finally locking
happening?
down my PCP, honestly. So
Oh, nice. Yeah, it takes a while. I didn't have one for 5 years. It's hard to remember that stuff, but I
yeah,
had the same optometrist for that amount of time. So that was cool.
nice.
Uh, let's see. Oh, the Oscars happened last Sunday, which were actually pretty entertaining this year. I'm not gonna lie. I had a good.
Yeah, the John Cena bit that was making the rounds. Yeah,
That was wonderful. That was great to watch live, and then Arnold
yeah.
Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito talking shit about Michael Keaton. That was funny.
Yeah, hence the
Uh,
image where that meme you sent me comes from, which is fucking
yes,
awesome.
exactly.
It's just Michael Keaton just going like,
Yeah, he was getting into it, which was funny. I appreciated that. And then the
I dig the guy. The guy is so fucking cool.
he's dope as fuck.
Yeah.
Ryan Gosling did "I'm Just Ken,"
Fuck
which is
yeah,
different,
dude.
and an homage to Marilyn Monroe's "Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend," which is cool.
Oh my god, I love how the man has embraced the role so much. Like he's having so much fun, honestly.
I hope so, man. He looks like he's
Yeah.
having fun. So
I think it's definitely a change of pace from all these like serious roles that he does. Like he's having legit fun with this. Yeah.
he is. He's having a
Yeah.
good time.
Yeah.
He was doing great. I can't believe he was nominated for an Oscar, which is funny. But
Yeah. I know, out of a movie that's supposed to be like, about female empowerment and whatnot, the fucking Oscar nominee goes to a guy, like, bruh.
true, there was a lot of
Yeah.
buzz about that on the internet leading up to this movie. But
I will say though, out of any man for it to be given to, Ryan Gosling would make the most sense because he is a king and we stand him.
that's facts.
Yeah.
They did get an Oscar for "What Was I Made For," which is, I think, a good reason to get the Oscar. That was Best Original Song.
Yeah.
So good for them. Billie Eilish now, I think, has like two Oscars. She got one for, or was it three? She got one for no, was it No Time to Die, the new James Bond, right?
Yeah, that's the one, yeah. And then for Barbie, fuck. Okay, She is younger than both of us. I'm pretty sure, and she's already got 2
She is.
Oscars. That's
I think she's
insane.
like 21 or 22, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, dude, it's wild. It's fucking wild.
I mean, her and her brother, like, her music is definitely like melancholy and it's like sad indie,
Yeah,
uh, sad indie girl pop, which is fine or not.
yeah.
Yeah, it's pop. It's fine, right? Like I just have to be in a mood for it. But I will give them this credit. It is her and her brother are very good songwriters, like lyrically wise.
Yeah.
They're really good. So I don't blame them for having this win. It was I mean it's a very emotional song. He's also
Yeah.
very they're both very good instrumentally.
Oh my god, even her
We'll
music
say.
was featured in the opening for the new season of True Detective. Like, one of her songs is literally the theme song to that season.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense for True Detective.
Yeah, especially this season. Holy shit. It's
I
fucking
need to
dark.
I need to watch season 2. I just got on to we just finished up watching Norseman, Kate and I. We finished up Strange Planet. I'm watching this show on Netflix that was originally on Sci-Fi called Resident Alien, or was it TBS or something?
Yeah,
I don't
with
remember.
the fucking guy from Firefly, Alan Tudyk. Yeah.
Alan Tudyk, yeah, Alan Tudyk. I love him so much. He's funny as hell.
Yeah.
Um,
Dude, him
it's
and
a great show.
Tucker and Dale versus Evil, fucking phenomenal.
I need to watch that.
Yeah, it's a great subversion of horror. It's so good.
Cool. But yeah, it's a really good show. It's really funny, really interesting. It's quite emotional, surprisingly. So
Huh.
it's cool. But yeah, and then I'm just today I watched the newest episode of Invincible since that dropped.
Wait, there's a new. Oh my god, bro,
It was
bro,
like I just saw an announcement today on Twitter, and then I was like, ah, shit, I gotta watch that when I get home.
bro. Are they gonna do weekly episodes or like what?
I think they're doing, yeah, they only released episode 5 so far because they did that mid-season break, yeah.
Yes,
And this
yes.
episode's like crazy. Oh my god.
I imagine, given the fact that the last one we left off on, no spoilers for the viewers out there if you haven't seen Invincible season 2 up until episode 4, but shit gets crazy. Shit gets real crazy.
It's a pretty crazy show, and I mean
Yeah,
I've read I've read most of the graphic novels, not all of them. There's several volumes I still have to catch up on, and it's a really well written series, but it gets dark, and it's just
yeah,
like there's so much shit that goes on, and there's so much development that happens so quickly for these characters.
yeah. Does
Um,
uh does doesn't Mark Grayson get forcibly kissed at some point? I say kissed when I meant, like, the R word, the
yeah, the really
yeah.
bad one that we shouldn't say.
Yeah. But that's why we're saying it kiss for YouTube, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's yeah, he does. It's well, yeah, I guess this is spoilers. I'll have to put a warning earlier. Um, but it's he does get assaulted by one of the Viltrumites,
Yeah.
which is crazy. I'm like, I don't know how they're gonna handle that on TV. It's gonna be really hard to watch. A lot of it's really, dude. This episode, I
Yeah.
was like, oh my god, there's so much shit going on. It
But I
was like
think out
hard
of
to
like
watch.
all the spoilers in the graphic novels that will get adapted probably into the TV show, I don't know how they're going to do it, but I think that's probably the one spoiler I think everyone's okay with, because you don't just jump right into that off the bat. Otherwise, it's like a girl with a dragon tattoo situation. You kind of prepare them for what's going to happen.
Yeah, you want to preempt them,
Yeah,
and they give those little rating warnings in the beginning of the show about
that's
like what
true.
content's in
True.
there. But anyway, um,
Yeah.
what else has been the other world news? The Senate just voted, I think, unanimously today to ban TikTok, unless the parent company sells it or whatever.
Yeah, and big conspiracy time. There is talks that the company might actually sell TikTok to none other than Bobby Kotick. Which, if you don't know who Bobby Kotick is, he is the same guy that ran Activision Blizzard into the fucking ground. So there's a good chance that he's going to do the exact same thing with TikTok, and they plan for it. They are using him as the sacrificial lamb to destroy this company once and for all.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's big if
big
true.
if true. Yeah,
I mean, there's it's just like the quickness at which they're like, oh yeah, it's like there's so much wrong going in the world. There's homelessness, there's poverty, people have no health insurance. Of
yeah.
all the
Let's
things they could be doing, they've selected to just ban a social media app.
Yeah, just because it happens to be based out of China, which, I mean, on the one hand, I get it. Like, if I'm going to get spied on by anyone, it's going to be homegrown American, spyware, not some of that Chinese communist shit.
Exactly. We need that fucking capitalist surveillance state bullshit that we get here in the States.
Exactly. And, instead of just going after one specific social media company that happens to harvest data from people, I don't know, maybe go after all the social media companies that harvest data from people and use it for nefarious reasons.
Like they
That's
didn't
just
do
a
it with
crazy
Facebook.
thought.
They
Right,
didn't
like
do it with
Facebook.
Facebook.
Yeah.
And they grilled Mark Zuckerberg to no end, but they're not doing anything about it. Probably because they don't understand it.
Yeah, and they do that, what, like 2, 3 times a year now? Like, it's insane.
I really don't think old people should be making future decisions.
No, especially when it comes to things that they just don't understand, like technology, and something that's evolving faster than they are. Like, that's not cool.
They grilled the CEO of TikTok like several times, and he's Singaporean, dude. Like
I
he's
know
not.
they kept fucking calling him Chinese and shit. I'm like, God damn, you're just being racist on the floor right now, aren't you? Cool.
Yeah, it's like they had this line of questioning, and when he didn't align with it, it was like does not compute, and so they fucking just kept asking stupid shit. It's just this whole situation's like I don't even I like TikTok enough. I have an account. I think there's funny content. There's some great content. There's some weird content.
Yeah.
But I guess that's every social media. So like I don't have too much of a horse in this race, but I will say like I think this is like a really I think priority wise this is like bottom tier shit.
Yeah.
I don't and it's like there's no I don't know. It's like it's just very little argument for there to be any security concerns, I think, right? Like
Yeah.
I don't know why they're just it might just be xenophobia and good old fashioned, old people doing stupid shit.
Yeah, if there's
Leading to
one thing is
this.
like if there's one well, a few things that I can count on humans succeeding at, it's either being extremely horny or extremely racist. It's one of those two, usually.
We're pretty good at those two things.
Yeah, like we've kind of
Well,
mastered the art of those two things. Yeah,
we've done pretty well at mastering racism. Um,
and horniness. Yeah,
and horniness. We've done a lot.
yeah. We weaponize racism and horniness to unimaginable levels, my friend.
It's dangerous.
Yeah,
Curious to see where we go next. But yeah,
exactly. And if you get tired of your horniness, you just replace it with God. It's a tried and true concept.
tried and true, man, tried and true.
Yeah, that's what Kanye did, and look where he went.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. It just again priorities, but and it's like that. This just proves like if they cared enough about shit, they would do shit, but they don't. And like even when a certain party has control, well, like here's the thing: is like I think it's like when the Dems have control, they're not doing. I don't mean to like side with anybody. I'm not. I hate everybody. They're all they all voted unanimously today to do this one stupid thing when they could have done some other better things for humanity, for the American people. But I'm whatever.
yeah. In the wise words of Filthy Frank, everyone's an equal target. Okay, no one is like protected from like criticism and whatnot.
Well, yeah, and that shouldn't be the case, right? Like, and
Yeah,
it should be that like if you criticize one side, you're for the other, or it's like I'm not. And so like anyway,
yeah,
so it's just like Dems get shit done or don't get shit done, and then like when Republicans are in the House and Senate or whatever, when they have majority,
yeah.
they get shit done. It's just not good shit.
Exactly. It's evil shit, and it's only progressing like anyone that's like a middle aged white guy. Like that's just that's not helping anyone.
Actually, it's only helping old people. There was some big tax cuts that fucked over some younger folks, but old people still
Ooh.
got some breaks and all these increases and stuff,
Oh,
or
that's
all
great.
these yeah,
That's
all this
yeah,
wealth. Which makes sense because a bunch of old fucks in the who are voting for these things and want
yeah,
to make it beneficial for if or when they retire. Mostly if.
yeah. And it's like you said, man. Like out of all the things that you could be working on in the world, fucking targeting a social media company that may have some effect on like espionage, and then also like the mental degradation of teenagers. But like, come on, it's like a drop in the bucket compared to everything else going on.
yeah, I don't know. It's like
Yeah.
anyway. It is what it is, but yeah, that's kind of. where the world's at today. Oh, I was also reading about global tension. So intelligence says that Russia might be planning nuclear warfare. So that's cool.
Oh well, that I don't ever see why that should just be an immediate option. Like, come on, like once you pull that trigger, like everyone's gonna throw nuclear weapons every which way, and it's not gonna end well for anyone, really.
It's mutually assured destruction. We developed that shit in the Cold War. Like it's just like
Exactly. What they're really saying is they just basically want to end themselves. Like they just need a reason to do it.
yeah, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's I would wonder. One would really wonder, like, would it be worth, like, would he actually play that risk calculus, or would he just do an emotional decision because he looks weak right now? Um,
I don't know, man. Like it's
it's pretty
again,
horrendous.
it's like destroying yourself. Like if he thinks it feels good right in that moment, there's going to be a good chance where he just doesn't do it because
Hmm.
again, like it means the end of everything and everyone.
Yeah,
Like how does
totally.
that help anybody?
It's
Yeah, much
bad.
less
But
yourself because I guarantee you the motherfucker thinks only of himself.
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know, man. I think it might just be a show of power, but
Yeah.
there's a real risk, man. I don't know. Like, life, the world's crazy right now. Tensions are high everywhere.
Yeah.
Things are not going well. I just need to kind of like stop living through world events.
Yeah.
Would be nice for a change. Ugh, but
I mean, that's why I look to, other mediums to take my mind off of it. Like, unfortunately, I watched the documentary on Ruby Ridge because I was curious to see what that whole event was about. And I came out of it thinking, fuck Randy Weaver, fuck the ATF, fuck the U.S. Marshals, the FBI, they're all right.
what happened? What is
Okay,
this
so back in
documentary about?
1993, I believe it was a siege that lasted about 11 days on a man named Randy Weaver and his family in Ohio in the mountains of Ruby Ridge.
Hmm.
And basically he was part of a militia group. He had affiliations with neo-Nazis and smuggling illegal weapons and whatnot.
Oh wow.
So the ATF immediately were interested in this because they wanted to stop that shit. But they went about it the absolute wrong way, not identifying themselves when spying on him and actually, like, crawling around his place, basically. So when
Oh
he.
jeez.
Eventually, the tensions escalated and it went into a full on gunfight for like a brief moment, and it ended with the death of uh, Randy's wife, Vicky Weaver, and his 14-year-old son, Samuel Weaver, at the hands of the ATF and the U.S. Marshals.
Oh wow, Jesus.
Yeah, it's a whole thing, and basically, it's the one thing that everyone points to when they don't want to trust the U.S. government, especially the FBI. They point to Ruby Ridge and then the events of Waco, Texas, because of how bad law enforcement fucked up on trying to handle an escalating situation by just
Hmm.
basically bulldozing everyone and resulting in a lot of casualties and a lot of like just bad shit.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
yeah, that's I don't know. Well, how do you deal with a neo-Nazi? But I mean, I'm not. Sounds like it was pretty horrendous. Sounds
Yeah,
like it
like
was a pretty awful situation.
he wasn't directly a neo-Nazi, but the group that he was a part of primarily consisted of neo-Nazis. He mostly joined it because he had anti-government sentiments, which goes hand in hand with militia groups. It just also happens to have a gravitational pull for neo-Nazis and white supremacist types in these militia groups. So he
That's
had to put
cool.
up with that if he wanted to keep continuing what he believed in, which is fuck the government, I'm gonna do my own thing.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So he is a bad person. Not nearly as terrible as like a neo Nazi, but like he definitely didn't help by just like giving the finger to basically, anyone that like told him not to do these things.
Hmm.
So yeah. But also everyone blames the FBI during the whole situation when really they were trying to play catch up when they had no idea what was going on. They were relying only on the word of the ATF, and the ATF were blatantly lying about how they, didn't instigate the fight, that they merely fired back on the
Oh wow.
instigator, and it was a whole mess.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, it was a fucked up situation. and it really changed law enforcement and how to properly go about investigating suspicious individuals and not escalating situations like that ever again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. But yeah. No, it's fucking wild. Definitely, viewers, do your own research. It's a fucking wild ride, Ruby Ridge in Waco, Texas. It's insane. Yeah, the '90s were not a good time to some degree.
Well, yeah, there was Woodstock '99 where like a bunch of people fucking died.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Oh man, they came into it with good intentions, but that got fucked up real quick. God damn.
Yeah.
God damn. On a cheerier note, I discovered that the movie Thanksgiving is on Netflix, so I'm gonna definitely check that out at some point. It's that
I've been
slasher
meaning
film.
to.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to watch that. I wanted to
Yeah.
watch it when it was in theaters, but never got the chance.
Same, honestly, and I've heard good things about it too because I have kind of a love-hate relationship with Eli Roth. I think he has a genuine passion for horror movies. I just don't think he sticks the proper landing with writing, but granted, there is also a lot of trash horror movies out there with pretty bad writing. So I mean, there is that.
Yeah.
But
I mean, we speak.
Oh, what's that?
I was gonna say, speaking of bad horror movie, I watched Imaginary this last Monday.
Oh, was it bad?
Which it was. I think it was produced by the same people who did Megan. It's definitely Blumhouse.
Yeah,
it
and
was
they have a literal 50-50 chance of making gold or absolute dog shit.
yeah, so it's like the first 30 minutes I was like, okay, I'm buying this. This is great atmosphere. It's an interesting story so far. It's creepy as shit.
Yeah.
My problem with the movie was there were a lot of jump scares. The story after the half hour kind of gets lost and doesn't really know how to finish. The monsters when they move aren't that scary. Aren't that convincing. There was a shot of when it was so it's a bear, right? So it's it follows this girl who with her stepmother and her sister moved back into the stepmother's childhood home or whatever.
Yeah.
And then that's where she finds this imaginary friend which is in the form of a teddy bear, and the imaginary friend's a spirit that latches onto kids or whatever. Which I don't know, it was a very lackluster explanation.
I mean,
then,
I feel like out of any explanation for that, just a tulpa would make way more sense. Jesus Christ, guys.
is that a mythical being?
It's an actual mythical being, and it's a thing in monkish tradition in which if you focalize your thoughts onto a single entity, you can manifest it into the physical world.
Mm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So this was in the form of an imaginary friend, and it would tell the little girl to do stuff and bad stuff, of course, and then she was trying to separate from it. It got pissed off and kidnapped her to her world, to his world or whatever, its world. I don't know.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. It was fine. It was kind of camp. Yeah. What were we gonna say about the Thanksgiving movie, Eli Roth?
Yeah, no, again, I think that he has a great passion for horror movies, and since I've heard so much buzz about Thanksgiving, I'm definitely really interested in checking that out, because it's kind of hard to find, a movie that harkens back to, old 80s slashers, you know what I mean? Stuff like Prom Night, Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, shit like that.
Oh, it has those kind of vibes?
Yeah, pretty much. A lot of Prom Night vibes, for sure, if anyone ever remembers that movie.
I saw the trailer. The trailer made it look pretty awesome. So I was like, okay, I'm down to check it out. And I saw it hopped on Netflix. I think 2 weeks ago or something. I just haven't had the opportunity to watch it. This week's been a Dune week, so Kate and I watched Dune 1. It was my third or fourth time. It was her first time.
Damn, I've only seen it twice. You've seen it 4 times now?
I think maybe, yeah. Well, the first couple times, it's so long, dude. I fell asleep through it, so I had to rewatch it.
Yeah, true.
We went to go see Dune 2, and I was pacing out my monster that I brought with me.
Yeah.
So, because that one's 15 minutes longer. It's and there's actually a lot more stuff that happens. But, so it's been a bit of a Dune week. I really liked Dune 2. I think I liked it better than the first.
Yeah, no, Dune 2 was phenomenal. Fucking Austin Butler as Fade. Jesus Christ,
That
he was good.
crazy. When he hopped on screen, I turned to Kate, and I was like, whoa, mama. Um,
They took my hair, Mama. They took it right off my damn head.
is this about what happens on Arrakis, Priscilla?
Jesus.
So, that shit was he was sick. He was a very cool character, and he did a very good job. Everyone did a great job in that movie. Like it was really
Yeah.
believable. I love Javier Bardem. He like felt like the comedic relief at some points, and so like
Oh
the audience
yeah.
was laughing and stuff, which was great. I really liked this movie because you really get to see more of the Fremen, and I
Yeah.
didn't get to see enough of that in the first one. The first one just kind of feels like all setup, which is why it feels like nothing happens.
Exactly.
Um,
And definitely more of their culture too. Like you get right off the bat like an inside, deep look into how their culture works. The whole believers versus the non-believers, the how all that operates, and it's very fascinating. It's really well done, honestly.
I liked it a lot, and it was a really cool story. It was really interesting. I liked the Messiah turn. I think that was interesting. That was
Yeah.
cool. So yeah, Dune 2, definitely recommend checking it out.
Yeah.
Um, highly recommend for those who haven't.
Yeah. No, it's phenomenal. Like
You,
Denis Villeneuve fucking knocks it out of the park again. Just beautiful visuals with the help of his cinematographer, and it's so fucking good. I was kind of shocked to see Christopher Walken show up at some point because I was worried that his accent was gonna throw off the rest of the movie.
yeah, I know like his cadence. I was like,
Yeah,
when I heard he was cast as like the Emperor or whatever, I was like, okay, like let's see how this goes. And like I like Christopher Walken. It just
yeah,
he's a great actor. He does really well in other roles.
yeah,
At first I was worried he wouldn't fit into the scope of Dune and the world they're
yeah,
building, or that's been built by Frank Hubert.
yeah.
But
But I was surprised. He
he was
actually,
good.
yeah, right. He actually
He worked
tried
as an
to
actor.
hide some of
Yeah,
that cadence and a little bit of the accent, and like really deliver his own character, which is great. I was like, okay, he really takes this seriously. That's awesome.
yeah, that was sick.
Yeah,
I didn't know Lea Seydoux was going to be in the movie. That surprised me. So that was cool.
yeah. Oh yeah, the French chick, right? Yeah,
I actually really like Timothy Chalamet. I watched these two movies and I was like,
yeah,
okay, I get. I think he's a good actor. Like I think he does a good job. I think him just being the pretty boy all the fucking time is like annoying because he's so
yeah.
funny.
Especially the. Oh my god, I fucking turned to our sister because we watched this movie together, and I turned to her before the movie started. I said, if I had a quarter for every time Timothy Chalamet was in a nuanced love story, an unconventional one too, involving a light skinned, young girl, I would have two quarters, which isn't a whole lot, but it's kind of weird that it happened twice.
Oh yeah, because what's the
Bones and all, yeah.
Bones and all? I want to watch that movie. I've heard it's like insanely kind of gory though.
It's not as gory as you think. It's more or less the implication, and it's just an unsettling kind of like gory. It's more
Oh
or less
yeah,
the
totally.
presence and the implication. Yeah,
Um, yeah. So
and definitely the unconventional love story part does actually get a little bit more involved by the end of Dune Part Two, because Jesus Christ, some of the shit that happens, man. You know what I'm talking about, but I can't
I
spoil it
don't
for the
know.
viewers.
Can't spoil it for the viewers.
Yeah,
There's some twists and some turns. There's some I don't know. You're wondering what's going to happen next, but
exactly.
also I could have just read the books. But they're long.
Also, I'm glad that Florence Pugh was in the movie. She was fucking phenomenal in Midsummer.
That movie is crazy. I like
Yeah,
Florence Pugh a lot as an actress. I think she's
yeah,
like really, really, really good. She was in Don't Worry, Darling. She was great in that. I was actually surprised by Harry Styles in that movie because I really.
yeah.
What was the other movie he was in? I didn't give a fuck about.
What was it? Dunkirk? Because he was like in and out of Dunkirk
Oh my
constantly.
God! Wait, yeah, he was in Dunkirk. Yeah, I
Although,
mean, it's
granted, most of England was in fucking Dunkirk, anyways. Like,
yeah, seriously.
yeah,
He was really unnoticeable in Dunkirk. I was like, okay, what? Like, it wasn't like he slipped into his character. I didn't fucking know anything about his character. He was just some soldier trying to survive.
exactly. No,
Yeah,
I gave more of a shit about Killian Murphy's character in that movie because he had fucking PTSD. Like, goddamn.
that shell. Your boy had that shell shock.
Oh, and then fucking Bane doing the same role again, but this time as a fighter pilot.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, wearing a fucking mask most of the movie, bro.
Yeah. He does. Fucking Tom Hardy does that a lot. Did that in Mad Max for a little bit.
Yeah.
Um, where else was Harry Styles? He was in another movie that I just did not give a fuck about. Like I did not care for him to be there. I'm trying to recall. It came out like about the same time. I'm gonna look it up, man. It's gonna bother the fuck out of me.
Nah, I totally get that. Also, I'm thinking about it. Was Barry Keoghan in fucking Dunkirk is I don't know, maybe I'm having a Mandela effect, but I
No,
could.
no, he was.
Oh, he was in. Okay, he was in Dunkirk. Okay,
I saw it on the plane back from England. I remember he was in there.
okay, yeah, I love that cat. He's a fucking good actor.
He is also a good actor.
Yeah, his role as Joker in that deleted scene, and then also Saltburn, fucking phenomenal.
I need to watch Saltburn. I still haven't done that.
Yeah, you'll be shocked by the last 7 minutes. I'll tell you that much, bro.
Let's see.
But I also hear that he's going to be in a Saddam Hussein movie, apparently.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, but he's not playing Saddam, which
Yeah,
is
which
kind of
is
a shame.
disappointing, but I don't know.
Sure.
I think he could have done it.
I don't remember what. It's not even listed here. Maybe I'm having like deja vu. There was like.
Maybe it's a Mandela effect or something. You thought you saw a movie with him in it, but you didn't.
Oh yeah, not deja vu. I'd be seeing something again. Probably Mandela effect or some shit. I have no idea.
Dude, an alternate version of you has definitely seen another movie with Harry Styles in it that we both don't even know exists because it's not in our dimension.
Maybe, dude.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm confusing him for some. Anyway, I think he's fine. He does fine. I don't have too much thoughts on it.
Nah, honestly, the thing that threw me off the most in Don't Worry Darling, it's a great movie. It is. Viewers, if you get a chance, check it out. Fucking Florence Pugh is amazing as always.
It's pretty cool. It's Olivia Wilde directs it.
Yeah.
She does a good job.
Oh my god, and Chris Pine doing the best Jordan Peterson impersonation. I fucking love it.
Chris Pine was very good in that movie.
Yeah.
I love Chris Pine in anything.
And then, but the thing that threw me off in the movie was like Florence Pugh has an American accent, even though she's British, and Harry Styles doesn't. He just goes full English. Like, I don't get it.
He does.
Yeah. Also, you can break down the movie to like, I mean, I might cut this part out because it's probably spoilers, but you can basically cut down the movie to Harry Styles eating out Florence Pugh and gaslighting her for 2 hours.
That's a very accurate description. It's
Yeah, it's a lot of that.
The movie's pretty crazy. I like the retro aspect to it. I think that's interesting, and yeah, just it's got some layers, I think, to it.
That was definitely what sold me in the trailer. I thought, is this like a fucking like like enclosed bubble, like they're in a perfect society and everywhere else in the world is fucked? Like, what is going on, bro?
Technically, they are.
Yeah. Which, funny enough, yeah. I guess spoilers, guys.
Well. I mean, it's been like 2 years almost since the movie came out, so...
Yeah, so if y'all didn't see it, especially after the whole drama that came out after the movie was finished wrapping, and like...
That was the main reason I wanted to see it, but it turns out I don't think anything happened. I don't really care. I don't fucking... You're coworkers for a minute. You don't have to work together after the movie's done. Who gives a shit?
Like, the only coworkers I think that genuinely miss each other and miss working on the movie together was probably the entire cast of Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Like... Literally every single one of them, like, fucking got real upset when they, finished wrapping the movie. Because they had so much fun on the set.
I'm sure they did. They're all lovable personalities. They're all great actors, and it was just a fun thing to probably make. I mean, I wasn't there, obviously, but I'm seeing how the movie turned out, and knowing Edgar Wright and his... he's just a big film nerd, and I would love to hang out with him. He seems so... like down to earth and like really knowledgeable about movies. And he makes good movies and like
on top of that, he fucking treasures music more than anything. He literally wrote Baby Driver just to have an excuse to have a killer soundtrack.
That's literally right. Yeah. That was a great. That's a great movie. It's a shame that Kevin Spacey and Ansel Elgort had to get canceled. But anyway.
Yeah. No, that's why I can take pride in his Cornetto trilogy, even the kind of weird one, The World's End. Because that's perfect in every single way. Just perfect British comedy with some great actors in it. Like, it's just... I
really want to watch The World's End again. I don't think I've seen it since it came out in theaters. That one wasn't really his strongest, but like I love Hot Fuzz is like my favorite of that trilogy.
Oh, Hot Fuzz is definitely my personal favorite as well, but I think most people who know about the Cornetto trilogy definitely reference Shaun of the Dead the most, because it's just a perfect subversion of the zombie genre. Aside from Zombieland, but that could honestly be an American version of it. It's like The Office, English versus American.
I kind of want to watch Zombieland too. I never watched it in theaters. I know
it was pretty good
somewhere.
It was pretty good.
It looks fun. I I don't know. It didn't. The first one didn't need a sequel. It's like perfect on its own.
Yeah,
And I mean, I wonder what this one does, but we'll see. I mean, yeah, the first one's like hilarious and kind of emotional, and like it's just it's a diverse cast of characters and of actors that you wouldn't expect to work together, but they do. It's like a good
yeah,
blend. It's really fun. Um, and yeah, it's the same with Shaun of the Dead. It's like there's this wide range of different character types and archetypes, but they work well together and they create the comedy. And I mean, Hot Fuzz is is a subversion of the cop genre, right? Of the cop action movie, as it were.
exactly. Yeah, because the running joke before the action actually really kicks off is like they have that high octane like action sequence like style, where it's like fast, moving camera and then like just like a grainy kind of film to it, and it looks epic and whatnot, but it's using that style for like mundane activities like filling out police paperwork or like doing booking for like mugshots and shit.
hmm
Yeah, they take mundane activities but add that kind of fun style to it. It's just a great subversion.
Yeah, it's fun, and they like literally comment on all the things they end up doing in the movie, which is hilarious. And it's just like it's all just references, and it's
Yeah,
it's very cyclical. I think like that's the wonderful thing about Edgar Wright writing is that it repeats. It's like poetry, man.
exactly.
And I just love watching his movies. I think he's a genius, and I hope he does more. Like I loved Last Night in Soho. That was crazy.
Yeah, dude, that was
Another
a
crazy movie.
phenomenal film. And honestly, like after seeing how they did my boy Matt Smith so dirty in Morbius, I was so glad to see that he actually played an interesting character in Last Night in Soho.
Yeah. Well, Morbius was after, so it was like, damn,
Yeah.
look how mighty have fallen. Well, it's like it wasn't even Matt's fault. I think he was even acting his ass off in Morbius. I think just the writing. I had to rewatch Morbius because I need to know. I only watched it the once in theaters, and I remember it was so bad. I like checked my watch. I was like, "Is this fucking over soon?" Like I'm so fucking bored. Um,
Bruh, like
sucked. It was not Morbid time, dude. I was not feeling it.
yeah, and I think most people were thinking, man, it can't get worse than that. And then Madam Web comes out and they're like, oh god, it can actually get worse than that.
Actually, my viewing experience of Madam Web, maybe I enjoyed it more because Mobius came out. Morbius, because I've already seen like the lowest of the low, so I was like, it's
Gotcha.
worse. And so like comparatively, I was like, this is I should try to compare the movies side by side, but they're both like Madam Web was a dog shit movie in a fun way. Morbius was a
Okay.
dog shit movie in a non fun way, if that makes sense. And it wasn't just because Jared Leto's a fucking weirdo, but like it also just sucked. And then like, and it was just not entertaining. Like at least Madam Web had some entertainment. I don't know. I felt like I liked the chemistry among the characters, among the
Okay.
four. I thought that actually worked after a while. A lot of the other stuff was one of the things that bothered me a lot about Madam Web is like the sound syncing. So like the villain, it would seem like they really missynced his dialogue over his lips. 'Cause, they like record on set and they record on stage after. So I'm pretty sure they like changed a lot of lines post production, but they didn't bother to reshoot scenes.
That's really weird, and
So the
that's
dub over his like mouth doesn't match the words he's saying when you see his face.
I've heard complaints about that too, and I've heard complaints that like when a villain is moving or flying through the air, or even the hero themselves, like when they're saying their lines, they're actually adding the whole added out of breath thing because it makes it feel more real. Like they're actually physically moving while trying to speak at the same time. Whereas I've heard complaints about this villain literally having a monotone voice while he's doing like wall running and front flips and shit.
He keeps one tone. There's no inflection. There's no. He's very monotone with it, and I think it's just because he's writing from a booth from a fucking piece of paper and not giving a damn, and just like. And there's some times when it feels like he's just squeezing lines into the scene. When he's like turning around, he speaks so quickly because they're trying to make sure that like before he turns around, he's like if he's talking, he's moving his lips again. It's kind of nuts. It's a weird thing. It's really jarring, and it really did not fuck with it that much. And I mean, I didn't fuck with a lot of the other parts of the movie. I will say again, I commented on this before, but I think like the things I liked about the movie was actually I liked how they were trying to visualize her going like back and forth through different time periods, seeing things and
Yeah.
reliving things. I think that was an interesting way to do it. Um,
Almost like a
it was
Dr.
really
Manhattan where he kind of experiences everything at once, really.
kind of, yeah. Well, I mean, like she
Okay.
goes back and forth between like time repeats itself sometimes for her, and so they show that
Oh.
by like mimicking an earlier component of that scene and jumping you right back into that. I don't know. It's just it was done really well. I think that was one of the few highlights. Was the chemistry and some of the editing. Um,
See, that sucks even worse. Like, when a movie actually goes out of its way to have some potential like that, like some good elements, but then they shit the bed on everything else, it's like, ah, it's embarrassing.
I don't know. It is just stupid.
Yeah.
They reuse a shot from Spider-Man 2,
What the
which
fuck?
like I'm not even kidding. I saw it first on Twitter before I went to go see the movie. And I saw it in the theater and I'm like, that's the fucking shit. Like that's literally like I know what they're talking about. That's insane. Um,
Wow.
I think it was to show like she's connected to everything and whatever, but like I don't know.
That's kind of
I
weak.
here's an update on Madam Web. Is I'm kind of upset about this. Like Sony's mad that she was shit talking the movie the whole press tour.
Yeah.
And like here's an idea, Sony. Make a good movie.
Yeah.
Invest in your actors. Make them feel like they want to be there. Feel like they're part of a project that's worthwhile doing. Don't be such a dick about it.
And maybe don't actually, like, water it down on, like, what the actual role is, because when an actor thinks they're signing up for, like, a Marvel movie, they're thinking, oh, Marvel Studios type Marvel, like a big budget film with actual fucking writing and shit. No. Writing, like a fucking Sony Marvel movie. They fucking realize that last minute, but they're already locked in. Like,
contractually locked in. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. They kind of uh honey dick them, if you will.
They kind of bullshitted them, if anything, and kind of just locked them into a
It's like
ridiculous contract that,
maybe not honey dicking. It's like I don't know. They reel them in somehow. I don't know what the. I know what you're talking about. I'm trying to figure out the expression.
I don't think it's entrapment. That's like a crime, like, or
Pretty
some,
sure it's a crime.
yeah, related to crimes at least, yeah.
I
Although,
don't know.
granted, you could argue that it is a crime just to lie to people like that of what you're signing up for.
Yeah, that kind of violates what we call in the biz informed consent. Um,
Yeah, 100%.
but maybe I mean they're not technically lying, so there's a loophole there. I don't
True,
know.
they're just not revealing the whole truth. That's
That's also bad.
yeah, pretty
But
bad.
it was a poor movie. I blame the Sony execs 100%. I think the
Yeah.
actors did the best with what they had. I think Sydney Sweeney tried to act her ass off, but I could not. Uh, I know she was trying hard, but it was just the writing. You couldn't take it seriously. I think a lot of the girls were like trying their hardest, but it was except I think Dakota Johnson was kind of like she did her usual thing. So I was like, whatever. I'm not tripping.
I think she was a bit self-aware to it, so like, she just kind of was like, okay, it's whatever. At least with her co-star from 50 Shades of Grey, he fucking tried his ass off in Belfast, and he did pretty good in that, actually. He was a likable character in that movie.
Oh my God, he was in Belfast.
Yeah, he was that kid's dad. Yeah.
Whoa,
Yeah.
that's I didn't realize. That's actually Belfast is a very good movie.
Yeah.
Go check it out. It's a very emotional, slow burn. It's about the Troubles, so it's a little hard to watch at times, but it's good. It's
Yeah.
good. It's good. It's a good watch.
Which, viewers, if you don't know what the Troubles is, look at any period of Irish history between 1916 to about mid
1970,
90s. Yeah,
mid 90s. Yeah, mid 90s is more accurate.
yeah,
Kind of horrendous. It's kind of the British. It's the British's fault.
yeah. And with
Fault of the British. I'm gonna say that.
Ireland's reaction to like the continuation of the fall of the royal family, I think there's a good chance we might actually get that Star Trek prediction in which Northern Ireland and the rest of Ireland are finally united in 2024.
Hopefully, dude. That's supposed to
Yeah,
happen this year, according to data.
yeah,
We'll see, dude.
yeah. Because don't get me wrong, like Belfast seems like a nice place, but like, why the fuck do you got to pledge loyalty to the crown, man? Be your own fucking thing.
Be your own thing, dude. And
Exactly.
especially to the crown. fuck those rich cats.
Exactly. There's 26 Independence Days from the English for a fucking reason. Okay, like guys, step up.
Yeah.
Reach across the rest of the Emerald Isle and just shake hands and call it a day. And just like be Ireland, be fucking Ireland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be your own, man.
Yeah. Although, granted, I don't know enough about Irish politics to think that it's easier said than done. But yeah.
I'm not involved. Don't take it from me.
I mean, they're
It's
also
not
the same
that.
cats that managed to legalize meth for a day. But yeah.
But I'm not. I got no horse in this race.
Yeah.
So Irish, do your thing. Do what you feel is right. I'm not gonna get involved. We got our own mess over here in the states politically. So
Exactly.
I'm gonna try to manage that. We'll see. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
not exciting times. But what else? What is some other good news?
I don't know. It's a good question, actually.
I don't either. I mean, I saw Kung Fu Panda 4 last Friday, which was actually like a blast. I really like those movies. They're really fun.
Okay.
This one was pretty sick. See why it's a successful franchise.
Yeah.
But it was cool. They kind of keep reusing villains, which is one thing that bothers me. But I can imagine why it doesn't bother kids. They don't fucking care about that shit.
That is true. That is very true.
But it was cool. It was a cool little movie.
Funny enough, I think I've only seen up to Kung Fu Panda 3. I've literally seen 1 and 2. I haven't seen 3. And I was debating watching the 4th one, but I don't know. I'm like, are they just going to rehash some of the same shit?
Well, you gotta watch the third one to understand the fourth one, because the two dads are actually really involved in this movie.
Right,
Bo meets his dad in the third one. Spoilers to you and to everybody fucking else who hasn't. But also,
but again, the
who
movie's
gives
been
a
out
fuck
for a
about
while,
Kung Fu
so
Panda?
like, yeah.
Who gives a fuck? It's a kung fu. It's a panda that knows how to fight other animals. Like,
Yeah.
and he says skadoosh. That's like the best thing that kids could want. And like, it's voiced by Jack Black, who does a sick cover with his boy Kyle Glass of Tenacious D of "Baby One More Time" by Britney Spears, which is on the soundtrack, which is sick. That's why they did it. Super fucking dope. Love Jack Black. He's hilarious. I need to rewatch School of Rock. That's always a good comfort movie.
Raw. I should watch Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle again. That's a fucking great movie.
He's really good in that one because he acts like a teenage girl. I think I saw the second one too. He's really fun.
Yeah. No, it's a great movie. I thought it was gonna be like trash based on the trailers. I thought, oh man, this is just another cash grab based on like a famous movie with Robin Williams in it. But no, it actually stands out as its own fucking thing, which is pretty awesome. I was like, okay, damn, all right.
It was pretty cool. It worked.
Yeah.
I think it worked for itself, and the sequel was dope. It had Nick Jonas. Did they make a third one?
They might be in talks to make a third one. Yeah, if Dwayne The
check,
Rock Johnson's
actually.
willing to sign on again, I think.
It's so hard to keep up with any news. Like, I feel like things just get washed into the middle of fucking Twitter or X or whatever, right?
Yeah. I did learn some interesting news. I don't know if this is like relatively new or whatnot, but like apparently chimpanzees have been systematically trying to assassinate gorillas.
Huh? Wait, they've been what? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
no, they've been doing a bit of a holocaust on gorillas. Yeah.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, because viewers, if you don't know, an average silverback gorilla. Oh, hold on, I gotta pause this for my food. Here we go.
And we're back.
Yeah, we're back, viewers. I had to get some tacos. I got taco.
Ooh, are those hard shell, dude?
Yeah, hard shell, bro.
Oh hell yeah, dude. They got
Hell
beef
yeah.
and shit in there.
Exactly. I only go hard in this motherfucking paint. I'm bricked up right now. I took 2 gas station dick pills. I'm good.
Ready, dude. Ready for this talk. I had tacos the other night, man. Actually, last night. It was before we went to go see Dune Part 2. We've actually had a good spread this week of food. I'm not gonna say. I shouldn't say actually.
Nice.
But it's been a really good dinner that Kate and I have been putting up together. So we did like, kind of a chicken katsu over broccoli, rice, and spinach on Tuesday night, which was sick. She sauteed the spinach, dude, with some spices. It's perfect. And then like last night we had like turkey tacos with like onions and bell peppers. So like it was ground turkey, which I think next time if we season a little bit more with like some taco seasoning or some other stuff, I think it could be like really really good. But it was dope. So it was on some corn tortillas. with some spinach as well, and some avocado. She was dope. I like the Doritos hard shell, like the nacho cheese hard shell you can get at like Target or whatever, and like I think Safeway too. I haven't looked.
Dude, that was honestly the greatest fucking invention ever. Like, seriously.
It was great. I need to get into those again.
Fuck us going to the moon. Fuck all the major technological advancements, man. Doritos hard shell tacos you can make your own tacos in. Fucking superb.
Superb, dude. That was a genius move by humans. Cheese and anything is great. Today's Pie Day, so what I had for dinner was I went out to 7-Eleven because they were doing a special, like a $3.14 pizza.
Oh, that's clever.
So
I like that.
I bought a $3 pizza, which I actually think, people could shit on this. I think 7-Eleven pizza is pretty gas, actually. Especially, I mean, I'm not drunk tonight, but especially on a drunken night, shit hits. I remember, like, it was a few weeks ago. There was a Thursday. It was the first Thursday in a while we went out to Broncos, and one of us got especially wrecked. I'm not gonna say who, but they know who they are. And
Yeah.
and we fucking Nate and I ventured off to go save them with some pizza, and I got myself a tall boy bud because dude, we were like just going crazy that night.
Yeah.
But it was like 1 in the morning or some shit. I think 1:30 we went over to get the pizza. It was before. I know it was before 2 a.m. because after 2 a.m. they stopped selling beer. And I got a tall boy, and so I got the pizza and the tall boy. Came back, and eating that shit, drunk out of your mind at 2 in the morning is with your bros, is like perfect. It's a godsend.
100%. I will say though, be careful when you say 7-Eleven pizza is especially better when you're drunk, because they are the same kind of people. Drunk people are the same kind of people that say that Del Taco is good, and I find that very debatable.
Well, is Del Taco open late?
No. The common thing is that Del Taco is fucking trash, and the only reason why it stays afloat is because people are shit-faced drunk eating at Del Taco.
Oh, I see. Well, actually, I'm sober tonight, so like I like 7-Eleven pizza. I was fucking with it tonight. It was good.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's on the same level as like a Little Caesars pizza. It's like people can joke about it, but at the end of the day, it is pretty fucking gas.
Little Caesars for $5, you get that whole pizza. And it's actually pretty. People shit talk Little Caesars all the time, and that bothers me. I actually really like that. I mean, of course, I'd say the quality pizza that I get these days is the Mountain Mike's, and there's a location in downtown San Jose near the bars, so you can get 1 a.m. pizza.
Yeah.
After like a night of partying.
Yeah.
And so it's perfect.
Which is fantastic.
It feeds both those needs. It feeds both sober needs and drunken needs. But yeah, I got the whole pizza, and it was a cheap day to do it. I got some chips, and it's my first time buying groceries, like real groceries at 7-Eleven. I got a fucking carton of milk. Just because I'm running low on milk, I was like, well, it's walking distance. It's like around the corner for me, so I didn't care.
Bro, you're like a regular New Yorker. You fucking shop at a bodega.
No, for real. This one, actually, wait. This one is open like 24 hours, I think. 7-Elevens are usually. Although bodegas, I've heard, sell single cigarettes. They don't sell whole. They sell packs, but they also just sell a single wrapped cigarette, which is like really interesting to me.
Okay, I've seen the joke online where it's like some place. I don't know where. I don't even know if it's in America and whatnot, but there's a place that sells like a single 20-ounce Coke with a bagged cigarette taped to the side.
That might be a bodega.
It might be, because that sounds like something that a bodega would do, apparently. I didn't know that.
Apparently. I've never been to New York, so I've never been to a bodega. So I don't know. I'm not in the know. I just hear it from people.
I mean, bodegas are just basically mini marts, but like very colorful characters there. You go there, you order a bacon, egg, and cheese bagel, like your daily groceries. You pet the bodega cat when you find it.
Yeah, there's always a cat. Speaking of places to go, my friends are on tour right now. I want to give a shout out to Straight Jacket. They're on tour they just played a show in Albuquerque last night, New Mexico. And they visited the Breaking Bad house, of course.
Of course.
I've heard the lady who owns it, like the lady who bought it after the show ended, she gets mad when people come up to take selfies with it. So I think they took it like a a few like yards down.
I do remember that they had to eventually put up a fence around the entire house because people kept throwing pizzas on the roof. Yeah.
That's sick. That's a cool reason to.
To anyone who's watched the show, you know exactly why.
Yeah, no, you know exactly why. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Shout out to them. Shout out to those G's.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, and then now they're gonna play tomorrow a show. Tomorrow the 15th, March 15th. Which might be the day of upload. Um, they're playing a show in San Antonio, Texas. I believe it's called. What's the venue called? I can check. They
Also, if you
also.
think I'm uploading this tomorrow, you have unreasonably high levels of expectations out of my editing skills, but I thank you for that.
Oh, okay. I
That's a
will have
compliment.
to. They're playing a show in LA to anyone who can make it.
Where is the show going to be at in LA?
It is called Harvard and Stone, I believe. Let me double check. So, Straight Jacket.
Yeah, go check out Straight Jacket. Fucking phenomenal group. If you like Green Day, you will like Straight Jacket.
Playing Harvard and Stone in LA on the 21st, and they're playing. I'm not paid to do this. I just care about these guys. They're playing Thrill House Records on the 30th of March, the Saturday in San Francisco. Anyone who can make it, please do.
Also, dude, they're musicians. They can use all the promotion they can get.
Absolutely. That's why I'm here to do it. So
Exactly. Paid or unpaid doesn't fucking matter. They need people attending the show.
they need people attending the show. You're right, dude. You're absolutely right. So go check them out. They just released a new single. I think I may have mentioned it last week. Be My Drug. You're just munched on that fucking taco right now. Respect. But
Talking
yes,
about my
they're-
drug, so listen to Be My Drug, guys.
by Straight Jacket on Apple Music, Spotify, wherever you get your music. So they're traveling.
From YouTube, move it to an MP3, you know?
Exactly. Illegally download that shit. Don't do that.
No, don't do that. Fucking pay money to them. Make sure they get what's due, you know, owed.
Well, the label's gonna get that money. I mean, I'm not gonna say. I shouldn't speak more.
Before we dig ourselves a hole. Okay.
Yep.
Anyways, Straight Jacket aside, back to my earlier story about how apparently chimpanzees are systematically killing silverback gorillas.
Oh wait, yeah. What the fuck? How did we jump from this? I forgot about that. Completely.
Okay, so well, because tacos. That's why we jumped, because it got interrupted by tacos.
Oh, that's right. We had to cut. I'm sorry. The audience noticed the cut. I forgot the cut.
Yeah, we remind them of the cut. So if you don't know, viewers, a silverback gorilla can bench press 1,800 pounds and is about 4 to 9 times stronger than the average human male. Okay,
Yeah, how do they do this shit?
They are absolute fucking beasts of the animal kingdom, and they don't even regularly work out, and they're that strong. Like, imagine a regular workout routine. Can you imagine the max strength they can reach?
No, for real, dude. I'd love to see that shit.
Anyways, because they're tough sons of bitches, one chimpanzee ain't gonna fuck them up. However, half a dozen chimpanzees will certainly fuck them up, and they have been fucking them up.
Oh my god.
Territorial reasons, because chimpanzees are smart, angry bastards, and they have been attacking silverback gorillas, and in an attempt to distract them, taking their young and brutally destroying them.
Oh Jesus! So it's like a genocide.
Yeah, literally. And I'm just sitting here like, huh. Chimps and humans are really not that different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We haven't. We have the same ancestors, so.
Yeah, and they have been known to use tools and spears and shit. So, and they're territorial as fuck, and they have a mean temper.
That's wow.
Yeah, they're really not that different from us.
The animal kingdom is going crazy. The human world is going crazy. What the fuck is going on, man?
Well, and then you got the orcas. That was a big thing back then too. Like systematically destroying boats.
Oh yeah, they're like boat tipping and shit. Yeah, they're doing.
Yeah, and like
shit. They're
destroying
attacking boats.
rudders and shit. So like the boats can't even propel themselves anymore.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Orcas. Yeah, I forgot about that story too. Orcas are fighting back, dude. They're like sick of our shit.
And it's either because they're sick of our shit and they know that we're the cause of everything, or because they saw one orca start to do this, they realized, huh, That's surprisingly easy and kind of fun. We should all do that. And then they just kind of do a
It's
monkey
just
see,
a
monkey
learned
do.
behavior. Yeah. Wow.
Exactly. Yeah, at least they're not doing anything that dolphins do on a regular basis. Oh, fuck. I don't want to get kissed by an orca, I'll tell you that.
Unwantedly kissed by by
Yeah, a
that'd be a
dolphin.
lot.
I'm pretty sure I can take a dolphin. An orca, no. No.
Yeah, that's another beast in itself, brother. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the prison yard. It's like, yeah, I'll take this, 150-pound man. I can fight him, but the 300-pound black man that is 6'5". Nah. I'd rather just get on my knees right now and accept it.
Just be ready for it.
Yeah,
With that note, with that jelly note, we're gonna end this shift. We're gonna clock out. Thank you everybody for joining.
I will do some.
What a note to end it on.
I will do some serious editing for my bullshit. God damn
Maybe
it.
that might be a good idea.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I hope y'all have a wonderful evening, a wonderful day, a wonderful whatever it may be, whatever you're up to.
Yeah.
And yeah,